Hi guys, it's Narelle Cook from CanineCeuticals and welcome to another week of Thursday's Thoughts. So this is where I share bite-sized pieces of scientific information that I find really interesting, and I hope you do too. Let's get started. So this week I want to talk about one of my favorite probiotic species, and that is Saccharomyces boulardii, which is commonly abbreviated to SB. So this study was released in 2018 and they were looking at the effect of SB in dogs with chronic enteropathies. So chronic enteropathies it's just an umbrella term describing non-specific gastrointestinal symptoms in dogs that have persisted for more than 3 weeks. So there's been lots of research over the years in humans for the use of SB to treat both acute and chronic gut issues, but there's been nothing, significant in the dog space. So that's what they were aiming to achieve with this study. So they had 3 groups of dogs. They had some healthy dogs, they had dogs with chronic enteropathies, and in this case the dogs were all diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease or IBD. And then within the dogs with IBD, they broke them into 2 groups, one that received SB and one that just received a placebo treatment. And the treatment for the IBD dogs went for 60 days. So the dose that the dogs were given was equivalent to 1 billion colony-forming units per kilogram of body weight every 12 hours, so basically twice a day. So to put that into perspective, the CanineCeuticals Pure SB contains 12 billion colony-forming units per capsule. But, SB is so safe. So let's say you had a 10 kilogram dog, I would absolutely be recommending that you just give 1 full capsule twice daily. So the way that they measured the effectiveness of the treatment was with what's called the Canine Chronic Enteropathy Clinical Activity Index. And that's looking at things like the attitude of the dogs, appetite, vomiting, stool consistency, stool frequency, weight loss, some blood markers, edema, itchiness. They also looked at the body condition score as well, because, anyone with a dog with chronic gut issues, how often it's difficult for those dogs to maintain a healthy body weight. So if we look at the results, so when we look at that activity index of the 2 groups, so the treatment group with SB and the placebo group, dogs receiving SB improved significantly more than the dogs receiving placebo. So that just means they had a significantly greater reduction in symptoms than the placebo group. And you can see that visually here. So the dark grey is the SB group, the white is the placebo group, and by the end of 60 days, the SB group has a significantly greater reduction in symptoms. The other really great thing is that stool frequency and stool consistency significantly improved in the SB group compared to placebo. So less poo and firmer poo. So who doesn't want that? And the other significant benefit was in body condition score. So it increased significantly only in dogs treated with the SB. More good news, none of the dogs with IBD showed any adverse effects during treatment with the SB, and the authors sort of just state that that's similar to what we see in human medicine, that you don't really see any adverse side effects with SB. Just a quick note, many people believe that when they take a probiotic or give their dog a probiotic that it sort of sets up residence in the intestines and is there forever and a day, but it's not the case. So yes, they come in, they might stay for days, they might stay for weeks, they do their good work, but eventually they're passed out of the body. And it's the same with SB. So we've known what this looks like in humans, but in this study they found that once you stop giving your dog SB, after 4 days it's completely gone from the system. So in the sort of concluding remarks of the discussion, they say SB is effective in improving the control of clinical signs compared with standard therapy without any adverse effects. All dogs included in the study showed improvements in gastrointestinal signs, which was great. Again, they reiterate that similar results have been reported in human studies where patients with Crohn's disease treated with SB achieved better control of clinical signs than controls or people who didn't take any SB. At the end of the study, dogs that received SB had significantly fewer or no clinical signs, and again, just an improvement in the body condition score. The other good thing is that SB can be used alongside conventional treatment, so it's not one or the other. So, these dogs were also on antibiotics and immunosuppressive drugs, so there's no interactions there with SB, which is great news as well. So, if you're talking to your vet and they're not sure, you can still do conventional treatment, but you might just add the SB in on top of that. And SB is my go-to, whether it's for me, my husband, my dogs, any signs of gastrointestinal upset, we're onto the SB. If you have any questions about, how to use SB for your dog, please reach out to us at info@canineceuticals.com.au. That's what we're here for, to help you to help your dog. And I'd love to know if anyone watching has tried the CanineCeuticals Pure SB for their dogs with chronic gut issues, and what did you find? Absolutely let me know in the comments. If you'd like to hear more about the benefits of SB more broadly for dogs, I go into a lot of detail on my podcast, and you can find that on the website. That's canineceuticals.com.au, and just look for the resources tab. If you'd like to read this study for yourself, because we have absolutely skimmed through it at a rate of knots, we will link that in the description for you. If you found this interesting and you'd like to see more of these videos, please give us a like or follow us at canine.ceuticals, or share this with a friend who might find it helpful. So thank you for another week, and I'll see you next week.